there, welcome back to the Rare Book Views channel where I talk about how much I love books, and I'm hoping some rare books, but that does take some time because I am very frugal. So rare books, inexpensive books, bargain books, treasure hunting for books. Today I'm going book shopping, and I want to thank everyone who's been so nice to me and sent me nice comments and just liked the channel and supported this, because it gives me just a little more motivation to go book shopping. I don't know that I actually need any, but it does help. So today I'm going book shopping at a library. There's a really cool library that has been remodeled, and it used to have in the basement, the entire basement was books that had been donated that were for sale rather than going into circulation, and I loved it. And now it is a brand new, beautiful library, and they have a smaller area where they're selling books, and it is not as full, but I still want to support them, so I'm going to go there. It's usually really fun. They don't tend to have vintage, so it's more for books that I am looking for that are on my list, if you will, of books that I've read the reviews or have been recommended to me. And then I'm also doing a lot of gift shopping, so I have lists of people who I care about, who I want to find the perfect book for them. I get a big rush out of finding the perfect thing to give to somebody. And then I also have requests. I have a bunch of friends who don't have time to go book shopping because they have children. And if you have children, my understanding is they do read, and those books, it's so crazy to me. You can buy a used children's book for $1, or you could pay full price and pay $9. So today I'm looking for all those things. Who knows what I'll find? I can't wait. So let's go see what we can find. Hi there, welcome back. So I went book shopping and I had a fantastic time. The people watching was pretty good. It was a little bit crowded, lots of people looking for books today, just like me, and it was fun. I found quite a few books for the presents, the things that I'm looking for to gift people. I gotta find the perfect book for people. It's so much fun. I love this time of year for that reason, but I can't show them to you because they're a secret. I have had several questions about this, that I do this all year and say I can't show them to you. So perhaps at the holidays, before I wrap them, maybe I'll do, this is what I found for this person, this relative, this type of reader in my life. Let me know if you have questions or a suggestion about the format for that. I would love to hear it. I did find some cool things today, but mostly presents, but I did find a couple cool things. I found this book that has been on my list for a long time. It's incredibly popular. I could not get it from the library, and this cost me $3 whole, which seems like an incredible bargain for a National Book Award winner. And this author has another book. I think Harlem Shuffle is also on my list, so I'm hoping to find that one day, but I have this one for now. And it's kind of interesting. This is Doubleday is the publisher, and on the copyright page I noticed it's stated first edition, but I think I've explained this before. People use these terms to mean different things, but first edition usually means this is the version that went to the printer. So the publisher the writer did all the writing, the editor did all the editing, the publisher is now going to pay to have the book made, it goes to the printer. This is the version, and no changes have been made. If they run out, they have it printed again. This number line, most modern publishers have this number line somewhere. It doesn't always say first edition even when it is, but this number line is usually the printing. So in this case, I believe they have asked for more books 15 times, but not made any changes to it. So I think that's kind of, I don't think I've seen it quite like that on the copyright page. So I'm excited to read this one. It's been just lauded. Everybody thinks it's great. So I am looking forward to reading it. I'm going to put it on the to be read shelf. The way I'm doing it right now, I have a shelf that I am reading, and then all the new books go on the sort of back shelves. And then at some point I will put together a whole new shelf to read. And that makes me feel like I'm not under any pressure, and it is totally fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. These books, it's all fine. I'm just reading what I'm reading, and I can totally buy new books. That's cool. This vintage book I did find. This is fun. I did not read this as a kid. Most of my collection is books that I loved as a child, and I want a special copy. This is a vintage copy, but I didn't read this book as a kid. I know this book, and it's a fun gamble. I want to see what the market does with this. I'm going to list it on my eBay page, but the reason that I know about this book is the movie You've Got Mail. I love that movie. It's books. Also, I believe that it is a holiday movie, and you can disagree with me if you like, but I am going to watch it at the holidays. And there's a scene where this book features where Meg Ryan has made changes to her bookstore. I don't want to give it all away. And she's in the big chain bookstore, which, let's face it, is Barnes & Noble. And she overhears a customer asking for the books by Noel Steitfeild. And it is supposed to be very telling that the bookseller in this chain bookstore does not know who that is or how to spell this name. It is unusual still. This is a vintage copy. It is by Cadmus Books. I don't know this publisher. The copyright page says 1937, so it is very vintage. This is bona fide vintage. This is bordering antique. It is a nice copy, but it does have a stamp on the front that I think this is the only mark that it was in a library or ex libris. But I can't find another one, so I am excited to find out what is going on with this book. I also found Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, maybe is how you pronounce that. I enjoy this book. It is a little bit suspense. It's a little bit ghosty. It's a little bit creepy. So I really like it. And I have fallen victim to one of these things that I do where I say, I have a copy of this. Is this copy nicer? This is the copy I have. And I actually think the one I already have is nicer because the spine looks a little bit, it's weathering the years a little bit better. I think this one's slightly more faded, and it's got this unfortunate, it's got a crease on the spine. So I'm going to keep the one that I had. The new one, the one I just purchased, was a bargain. It was only $4. So I tend to do this where I think, well, it's only $4. What if it's nicer than the one I have? I'll go home and check. It's probably worth more than $4, so I'll sell this on my eBay page. I also have considered, I have a poster of the PBS Mystery Night, and it is illustrated by Edward Gorey, who's one of my favorites, because one of the children's authors that I loved as a kid was John Bellairs, and a lot of those books were illustrated by Edward Gorey. And then they're hard to find because people collect John Bellairs and Edward Gorey, which means we're all competing for the same books. I'm missing a couple. But anyways, I have this poster from Mystery Night, which was an old, PBS used to do this, there was a series, and the title sequence, the animation, was actually done by Edward Gorey. And I have a poster that features an advertisement for, I think, a season, and it's got many books in it. And one of them is, I'm looking at it, is Rebecca, and there's 4 other books. And I've considered maybe I should read all of them and see if they live up to Edward Gorey or what. Let me know. Are you familiar with the mystery series? Have you read these books? Do you know what I'm talking about? Should I read them all? Would that be fun? Probably. Reading's always fun. Anyways, I had a lot of fun today. I bought books. I found books for other people. I found books to read and books to probably sell to keep this crazy habit going. So I had a great time. I really appreciate it. Like I said, thank you so much for everybody who's watching this and saying nice things to me about it. It makes my day. And happy reading.